Let's talk about the color of sound or the tone of sound in piano performance. As a professional pianist, the deeper I immerse myself in performance, the more I understand profound significance of the sound I create with each press of the keys. Music, much like a language, is made up with musical phrase, much like a sentence. But each musical phrase is composed of individual notes. In performance, each of these individual notes we transform into the color, a real color, that we paint through the sound brought to life by the touch of our hands on the keys. What particularly fascinating is that the color of sound begins with the vision, a mental image or illusion of the sound. Much like composer envision and feels the new piece in their mind. The moment you know exactly how sound should feel in your mind, you strive to find that exact sound through your touch. It's not simply about the hand position on the piano. It's an artistic process that's difficult to put into words. The sound originates in your mind, and through constant practice, you refine your ability to bring that sound to life through the voice of the piano. But finding that sound isn't about hand position or correct hand position. I would say it again. It's a very deep artistic process that's hard to explain, but I will do my best to explain it. For the example, I choose Leslie Bestrom to explore the color and the shape of sound, how we can paint it, and what sound of color feels like, and how we should approach and refine this artistic process. Let me perform the first part, and then we can return to the detail. What a lovely piece. This piece truly expresses the essence of love through the voice of the piano. As a performer, playing this piece presents the numerous challenges, particularly in mastering and understanding the importance of color of sound. I had to create a lasting resonant tone of this. While simultaneously shaping and leading the accompaniment layer with the distinct sound color. Look at this. And this accompaniment layer plays an important role in supporting the main melody, maintaining its shape and movements. My journey with this piece has been fascinating, and I'm still in the process of learning it. However, I have come to realize that the sound we produce on the piano, it's not so different from the color we see in a painting. Through the touch of our fingers, guiding by vision and the emotions of our mind, we paint the color of sound. The color of sound in my learning journey is as varied as a painter plates. I can shape into the deep and the dark tone. Look at this. Or awake something light and vibrant. But the color of sound in my mind feels like a soft, nostalgic, velvet man voice, gently whispering a conviction of deep emotions. Between, very gentle. As I play C first starting note, I strive to preserve the lasting resonance of this voice while layering it with accompaniment that reflect the water dynamic, the liquid sound that glides through the touch of my hands, dissolving or melting seamlessly as I transition to the next main melody. Look at this. Velvet gentle voice and a liquid sound. Melting. I have drawn this picture to illustrate the color that reflects the two layers I envision in my mind. This image represents the vision I follow while playing it. My mind must control the both layers, keeping them distinct while simultaneously forming a unified whole. The accompaniment here ties everything together, creating one cohesive whole. It's much like a gallery painting where shapes and colors blend harmoniously to form a unified image. So, look at this. Now, liquid. Do you see the color that I choose? Very soft. Liquid. It's kind of hard, to be honest, to give the different color. Different. As you may have noticed, we have been discussing the color of sound. But beyond the color of sound, there are fundamental rules and elements that are essential in the classical music. I have divided these elements into 3 key principles. So basically, in piano music, when working on the sound, there are important shape rules to follow that to stay true to the style, specifically in the classical music. The first element, I called it the polishing sound of texture shapes. So what does mean the polishing sound of textures? Is the shape refers to overall control of the melody, where each sections provide the direction and guiding the notes and level of the sound toward a specific purpose. It also helps one note to the next one, ensuring smooth and cohesive flow. Because focusing solely on the sound can be ineffective. It may cause the music to break into isolated notes in the classical music. So basically you will sound correctly, but your melody is not giving the direction. Specifically, you can notice when it comes to the culmination, like here. Direction growing, culmination, but I colored with the sound of color, layer, and finally here. I follow directions a bit softly, then starting. Growing more, and finally reach to here. Look, now polishing the sound. Layer, and I color it. Directions. So the polishing layer this texture, and inside of there you have the color of sound. So the next rules is the ending detail shape. Each phrase should conclude gracefully with the last note of the phrase beautifully sustained and uninterrupted. The ending sound should be always gently stroking the last note. Specifically, when we come to here, ending, melody growing, back, ending, growing, ending. And we can also hear this part, ending, end. Then again, end. Then we give direction with the color of the sound. Ending detail shape, specifically here. But I color with the sound of color. The next one is the state of flow and the atmosphere plus interpretation. This is profound artistic state where you express your personal ideas and emotions through the sound and shaped by both your emotional connections and intellectual understanding of the piece. It reveals how you perceive the music and reflect your unique interpretation and the vision. In this stage, there is no rigid rules to follow, except for maintaining the integrity of the phrase and texture, essential elements in the classical music that we talked about previously. Beyond that, you have the freedom to bring out your artistry in your own distinct ways. In the process of researching the state of flow, you're primarily exploring and discovering your own unique voice and color. This journey allows you to understand how even a single note can be played and colored differently. For example, I consider two renowned concert pianists, Lang Lang and Katia, perform Lis Liebestraum. Their interpretation cannot be compared as of better or worse, because each is so uniquely in their own. This individuality is what I refer to as the color of sound, much like a personal artistic signature. So please, let's have a look. First will be Lang Lang. Okay, so now let's listen to Katia, the way how she's performing the Lis Liebestraum. So we just witnessed how two extraordinary and distinct concert pianists can perform the same piece so differently. It's remarkable how a single piano can produce such a varied expressions, and this is the result of discovering your own unique color of sound. This color of sound arises from your emotions and your deep understanding of the music. Even a single like note C, we see the Lang, the way how played the Katia are so different. It can produce varied colors depending on how it played and how it touched the tone and your intention. For example, you might choose to begin with a deep resonate tone, or you might start with the soft and nostalgic tone, like I decide. This is no right or wrong. This process is about finding and embracing your own sound, your unique artistic identity. But I must also add that I understood correctly. We cannot disregard the time, which is the rhythm and the style. We must respect the composer's intention and adhere to what is written on the page. Recently, I read a book where really touched my musical understanding, which was written by Busoni, where he wrote that this is the duty of the performer to liberate from the deadness of the printed page and bring it back to life again. And as a performer, the color of sound brings that life into the music, transforming into the something vibrant and personal. Through this process, you discover your own unique sound, much like your signature. Your color of sound is your alone. So, what is your color of sound?